What's up, y'all? Today we're going to talk about how to start a record label, the departments, more information, and even how to legally set up your LLC record label. Super easy. You'll be able to do that within minutes, and I'm going to go over it and show you how to do it, okay? This is smartrapper.com, and I'm Rob Level.
I see the bigger picture, the fear in their eyes from other rappers who be rapping just to tell us a lie.
Number one, choose your record label name, because before you even start, you probably have something in mind, but I need you to do this. I need you to choose the name and then choose two alternative names in case that name is taken, all right? And there's things around it, like even if you do start the LLC under a different name, you can DBA, which means do business as under the other name. There's a lot of factors here, but I'm just gonna go over the basics, okay? So when you have your name chosen, I want you to Google all three of the ideas that you have and check the first page and the second page and see what comes up. If it's already taken, then consider that you may want to use a different name. Very easy. Two, yes, I know this is how to start a record label, but I want you to understand the different departments that a record label has, just so you can keep in mind the work that you're going to need to be doing. Of course, you're going to be creating the music. You're going to have to do promotions. You're going to have to deal with sales, merchandise, everything like that. I mean, distribution. There's a very long list of things. I'll show a little chart right here so you can see the different departments of a record label, okay? And yeah, just give it a look for a second. There's a couple things there. The thing is, though, as independent artists, which I'm going to assume that you are if you're actually Googling these videos or checking them out on YouTube, like how to start a record label, but you're the person wearing all these hats. You're doing all these things. Like me, I shoot and edit all my own music videos. I market all my own music. I set up all the marketing strategies. I've done everything. I've got myself the record label deals. I've done everything myself. I've mixed and engineered a primary amount of my albums, which are the ones that actually gained me success. I bought all my own music gear, taught myself how to use it. These are hats that you're gonna have to wear as an independent artist who's gonna run his own record label. I'm assuming if you're gonna try to find out how to start a record label, you are actually out there super hustling because you believe you can actually take the effort to do it all yourself. So I already believe that you can do that, all right? I just wanted to go over those departments with you really quick. Stick with me, we're gonna get into it. Okay, number 3 of 4. I want you to go out there and understand that you need to go buy your web domain. Okay, you don't have to put anything on it, but you need to lock down the web domain so that nobody can buy your web domain and start impersonating you or even think that, oh hey, this record label name's not taken because the website's not taken. If it's real and it's a real record label, it probably has a web domain. So if your record label name is, I don't freaking know, Indecisive Records, if indecisiverecords.com is not taken, then you can assume that it's open, and a lot of people will, so they may try to name their name that. So you should really just lock down your website name. And I'm gonna put a link below to show you where I set up all my web domains. Plus there's ways to start your websites. I built smartrapper.com 100% by myself, over 300 articles. Everything is, I completely did it all myself. You can do it too. It's not complicated, it's a little bit time consuming, but at least let's think about this. Just lock down the screen name, lock down the domain name. It costs you about $12, okay? And I'll put the link below to where you can do that, all right? Okay, and lastly, for how to start a record label, I'm gonna show you how you can set up your LLC and legally have a record label started in just minutes. Let's go to the screencast. Okay, guys, I put a link in the description that you can go to that'll bring you straight to the site. This is the front page. I have personally established LLCs through this website. I know it works amazingly. They go above and beyond. Okay, it's super easy. Click that link and then watch this. Watch. You're gonna click LLC under entity type and then you're gonna choose your state. Okay, now then you're gonna click get started. I've already done all of this other work stuff, so it's gonna save us time in the whole process. I want you to understand this here. You are establishing a business. It does cost money to establish a business. Don't let that scare you away. At least let me explain to you why you need it and everything else like that, or how it works, okay? I personally, you're not going to want to do this one because it's missing a lot of the key elements, and I'll scroll down and I'll show you why, okay? This is the one that I always do, but don't waste your money and do this one. This is completely unnecessary. The gold package is going to work fantastically. Let's go down here and look at why, okay? If you look at this, you're not going to get, with the regular silver package, you're not going to get the employee, the identification number or the tax ID. You're going to need that, and if you don't get it in this package, you're going to have to go out and do the work to get it, and you don't want to have to do that. You don't want to have to set up your operating agreement, the banking resolutions in order to start your business bank account. Just trust me, just go for it and just get this stuff. It comes with it, okay? You're not going to need any of this other stuff either. I already went through all of this and figuring out what I needed when I did it. Now, here's the thing. Every state's going to be a bit different, okay? So let's say, for instance, this is California. Your state may be less, okay? Look at this. Every state has a different price, okay? Arizona, it's cheaper. And here's the thing. This website's not really making much money. What it's doing is it's just bundles up the filing for you, okay? The state fees and everything else like that. These things actually cost money anyways. They help you make the process easier. Okay, click get started. This is where it's gonna bring you. And it's super easy. All you're gonna do is type in your contact information. All right, this is bogus information, obviously. I just typed it in to get it out of the way real quick for us. All right, and then when you click next, it's gonna bring you to the next page. And you can expedite all of this stuff, which means you'll get all of your packages and everything faster. But it's $50 and you really don't need to, because you can still do business ads, right? Unless you really need to get everything going, like you need your banking resolution to start set up your business bank account because you have clients, which is what happened in the last case when I needed all that stuff. I had to expedite it. You don't need to expedite it. You'll get your stuff. It'll come in the mail gradually, but you can always do business as if it's already established, okay? Hit next. Here's the company information we spoke about, where you're gonna have to choose your LLC name. Okay, you're gonna put that here, and it is going to be an LLC. So you can actually choose how it's gonna be labeled on your government information for your state and everything like that. LLC itself works perfectly fine, and then it'll show you what it's gonna look like on the paperwork. Here, you're gonna type the type of business that it is. You're gonna go a little bit more in depth here and type, you're selling unit, you're gonna be selling CDs, you're gonna be selling this, you're gonna be selling that. And this is so that the state understands what it is. And if you ever have to go to court, it looks more official. So you're gonna wanna really make sure you fill this out, okay? You only need to type in 100 characters here. Very, very easy. Now, the company address. Here, you can use your home address. There's nothing wrong with that, but do be aware that this is going to be publicly available information. So if anybody looks up your business, they're going to know where you live. But nowadays, I can get your IP address in 30 seconds and find out where you live anyways. So it's not really a big deal, right? Then you're going to go to the next one, the member information. Now, as far as what members are, and I'm going to assume it's only you, it's going to be 100% you. This is the ownership. So if you have a friend, it's 50% or however you split it up. This is just, make sure this information is correct, because this is the person who is going to have ownership of it, and that needs to be right for you to file everything else. Okay, now this is really important. You get 1 year of a free registered agent, and you actually really do need that. This is actually one of the primary reasons to go with the 250 instead of the other one, because then you're actually going to have an agent. You're going to have to find somebody to let you use their address for business paperwork and stuff like that, and it can't be a family member. Okay, so just say yes, you're gonna want that for a year. That is super valuable. Now it's gonna go to the EIN, the tax identification number. This is your employee number, okay, for your company, which you are going to need when you file any type of paperwork. All right, now there's gonna be this information, whatever here, type other. This is part of the 250 thing as well, is when you're going to get the tax identification number. If you go with the cheaper one, you're not actually going to get this. You're going to have to register it on your own, and that really does suck. That is too much of a process and a hassle. Go next again. Now this is going to be where you review the information. You're already almost done. It's really this easy. Review everything. If you need to edit anything, change it, make sure everything looks good. Triple check it, quadruple check it, okay? This is your new company, this is your record label. This, they're just trying to upsell you something. You don't really need this, okay? So click no thanks, I'll do the work myself. Okay, now, business tax consultation. They actually give you this for free so you can get help on doing your taxes and everything like that. They'll send you an email. It's like a little webinar that happens, I think, twice a month. I said yes to it just to understand what it was, and I didn't really need it because I already have accountants that explain these things to me. Now, you pay, and as soon as you pay, you're actually done. You're good to go. They're going to email you everything. They're going to send everything in the mail, and then you're going to get notifications letting you know what additional paperwork needs to be filed, and they'll send that to you after the paperwork is already in the mail, keeping you updated on what you need to do to complete it. It's that easy to start your own record label. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper just so you understand what happens as soon as you do pay. You're actually going to be able to go into the back end and see stuff like the documents that you just paid for. Everything that's accessible to you already, you can download and view. You can get the articles that have been filed, your operating agreement, download it as a PDF. the statement of organizer, everything, the banking resolutions. When everything's filed, it'll all be easy right here for you to download, print out, and put into a file. Plus, you're gonna get that stuff in the mail as paperwork as well. And then also, if there's any ongoing requirements, this is the thing that I was talking about. Now, your ongoing requirements, they'll tell you in every state what's required in every state for you. And this will let you know, look, you need to do this, this, and this. All right, as you can see, it's super easy to do that. It only takes a couple minutes. It does cost a few dollars, but that's for legal protection. There's a lot of benefits of having an LLC. I'm not gonna go over the large list of all of the benefits. I'll let you Google those for yourself, but it's very important to do that. And when you go through the website, I have a link in the description so that you can go there and do that from that same website. I used to have, I've done like LegalZoom before. LegalZoom's a little bit too expensive. You don't need to do all that. These other services, like the one I put in the link below and the website that I just showed you, it's super easy to use. It's not overly complicated and not going to overcharge you because they're a name brand. Okay, these are solid things. Once you start an LLC or start a company, this is one of the media companies that I own, because I actually own 4 LLCs. This is what I got from that company. All right, so you're going to get this. You're going to get all your paperwork, stuff like that. Nice little binder. Okay, send you your company records. Stuff like that. But I'm just showing you that I'm not just talking out of my ass. I actually have used this service numerous times and it does work. It's very simple stuff though. You establish it, you pay, you get it set up, and then you file like 2 more forms, and then there's state requirements that are very simple. It's not hard, but then you're actually gonna be able to go around and say, you own a record label, because you really do, okay? I also have other videos I'll put at the end here that you can check out, okay? I'm Rob Level, this is smartrapper.com. This was how to start a record label. I really hope it helped. Check out the other video in the end, because I'm gonna go into other record label stuff aside from just this, all right? I'll see y'all next time.